So we are Orbio, and with Orbio, we are monitoring methane emissions with satellites. 0.2 degrees Celsius. That is the exact current global warming from the 1 degree Celsius we already reached as society. 0.2 degrees Celsius of that is only due to methane emissions from oil and gas infrastructure. So picture natural gas leaks, leaking valves, or unlit flares. But the oil and gas industry has thus a massive problem. First of all, shareholders and regulators are picking up on this massive climate problem that the oil and gas industry has and are introducing frameworks for measurements and regulatory reporting and reduction strategies. Secondly, the oil and gas industry and all stakeholders that surround it, like the finance industry, don't have any methane emissions data they could potentially use, especially on their global portfolios of data of assets. So picture assets in Algeria, in Russia, in the US. There's no common and standardized data capturing process in place that could possibly tackle this problem with the oil and gas industry. So what we're doing with Orbio, we have developed a processing algorithm that is capable of analyzing non-methane specific satellite data sets. So that is basically anything that is actually not intended to be used for methane emissions analysis, but thus comes with attributes that are really, really necessary. Those three attributes are mainly global scale data, so analyzing any asset on the world, highly frequent data, being able to see any asset in the world very frequently, and thirdly, very important, on asset level accuracy. So being able not to see regions or countries, but seeing each and individual asset and thus being able to integrate company and portfolio level methane emission scores. So basically that's what we're doing today. We have built a platform, and the big backend to that is a processing capability that is able to take any asset in the world and analyze the methane emissions footprint of that asset in a very high frequent manner. With that, we're able to create and aggregate a lot of assets for, let's say, finance companies, oil and gas operators, data aggregating companies that want to understand methane emissions portfolio footprints for certain assets, for certain operators, for supply chains, and thus make better decisions on their investment and buying decisions. So the market is pressured heavily on getting those solutions in today. During our product development, we have taken a lot of time in testing out this use case with a lot of different markets, and we're launching our full-scale product in September time towards the finance and data aggregator beachhead market. And we're raising our pre-seed round as well. We have currently our pre-seed round open for 850K, have a lead investor secured with roughly half of those 850K already taking up, and would be loving to have additional partners on this journey. Thank you so much.
Can the technology be used to measure other types of emission as well?
Great question. So it's not our focus at the moment, since there is a lot of focus on this, for example, on CO2 emissions already in the market. And we really see our angle of being the first in the market that are able to generate methane emissions analysis on global scales. But yes, theoretically we can, and we're thinking about especially going into other emissions like NOx. There's also a bit of a side stream that is able to go into hydrogen emissions detections, and yeah, but it's not on our core focus at the moment.
Next question is from Connie. Does the technology quantify emissions, and what data inputs do you use? Do you need to launch additional satellites?
Very good question. So yeah, we're not only detecting, we are quantifying, and that's really a need that is drastic at the moment, because it's not only about knowing where to reduce emissions, but it's actually massively also on reporting and estimating risks big time. So that's exactly for the finance industry a massive thing. And we know we don't need to launch our own satellites, as we have built the capabilities of using non-methane specific satellites. We have a wide range of public satellites that we can tap into and just use for our analysis.